You are listening to Linda Greenberg, and I am the proud mama of Mark and Corey Greenberg, who are my heroes throughout all these years. So I am very blessed because I come from a wonderful philanthropic family. My father taught me that if you have more than you need, give the rest away. And my mother was always very active in Jewish causes and helping the homeless and helping the poor, and same with my father. We always were helping people. It was just a matter of our lifestyle. Someone was always in our house that needed help. And people often ask me, well, how did you really get started with the homeless, besides your parents being an inspiration? When I was a very young child, I was in Washington, D.C. with my mother on a trip. And there was a homeless man leaning against a building. And it was snowing. I must have been about 13 years old. And even younger, pardon me. I must have been about 10. And my mother said to me, Linda, take your jacket off and give it to this man. Take your hat off and give it to this man. Take your gloves off, give it to him. He needs it more than you do. And I said, Mom, this is a big guy. What is he gonna, how is he gonna profit from me having all my clothes taken off and putting it on him? It's not gonna fit him. She said, he needs it more than you. Don't forget that. I can always get you another coat. You can get yourself another coat. But at this moment, he cannot. So at that propitious moment, I took off my coat, my hat, and I gave it to him. And for the first time in my life, I was cold. We walked back to the hotel with the snow coming down, and I felt what it was like to be in need. I was freezing. I was watching this Bill Donahue show about a little boy, 11 years old, who went out with his father to the streets of Philadelphia and was giving out sandwiches and drinks to homeless people. So at that very moment, seeing my children in these beautiful pajamas and the home I was in, I was filled with rage and guilt. So I immediately got on the telephone. I knew I had so much around me that I had to stop talking about it. We have to stop talking about things and take action. So I started to call everyone, and my husband said, if there's a name in the phone book, I'll call him. And that's how Giving Back started. Over 25 years ago, a nonprofit I started to help homeless people. I have set up programs where teenagers learn how to ride horses, take care of horses, and we have them riding all the time through a Y. I've set up programs where people take homeless children and take them to camps, and they interact with the child. Not only do they write a check, but they learn about that child. They register them in camp. They buy them things. They take them to a McDonald's. Many, many programs throughout the years have been set up to help the people. What is one of the biggest things that developed is my annual homeless drive. It's a holiday homeless drive. And what this is, it started in the back of my car, where we would go to Baltimore and hand out things in the snow and so forth. Well, an organization gave me their church one holiday time to use their parking lot to collect things. So people started to bring me things, but not right away. It was slow at first, maybe 3, 4 people. But then the newspapers started to come and the television started to come, and people started to hear what I was doing. And this has been such an enormous undertaking that this last year we had 25 some trucks, 26 footers that are filled to capacity and taken to shelters in Baltimore, Washington, and Annapolis. We not only help the homeless, but drug rehabs, hospitals, anyone in need. All my life, I had the dream of seeing the silverbacks, the mountain gorillas that Diane Fossey lived and died for. In Uganda, I fulfilled my dream of seeing the silverbacks, the mighty mountain gorilla. I have since learned there are only 630 left in the world. They and the chimpanzees are our closest cousins. They have 98% of our DNA. If they die, we die as well. After I fulfilled my dream of seeing the mighty, gorgeous silverbacks, and I looked into their eyes, and it was the same eyes that we have, the same hands. They're so gentle, and all they want is help to survive, like we all do. So, in the bush country, I met a little boy by the name of Brian. In Uganda, they have the highest rate of malaria of any place in the world. Every 30 seconds, another child dies from malaria. Most children do not live past the age of 5. $400 a year, these children who have nothing, who are in the arms of catching malaria, are going to boarding school. For $400, the kids get a uniform, tuition, boarding, books, food, medical. There are 3 million children in Uganda working in stone quarries every day of their lives. What is a stone quarry? This is a big area where there are stones. They have to carry these stones to an area where they're going to make this into roads. They carry the stones on their backs, on their heads. They pound the stones to make it into a fine mesh. They get 25 cents a day. These orphans have to give that 25 cents a day to their guardian, if they're fortunate to have a guardian, or a parent. I also found out that girls are second-class citizens. They are abused. They are known to just get sterilized at a certain age, and it is an atrocity that no one likes to talk about, but is a reality in Africa. So now I want to help the girls. We have found the stone quarries, and we're taking these children out of the stone quarries, and we're putting them into boarding school. And I put them into boarding school because I know that they're away from their work, they're away from the circumstances that are literally killing them, deforming them, and they are now in boarding school. I want the young people to stand up. I want the young people to find a cause, to find a mission. And I want them to give all of their heart and have their friends come into their mission, because it's the youth of today that's going to make a difference in this world. And the youth of today has the guts and the stability and the empowerment and the balance for life to make a difference. I want the youth to come forward, to make a stand, to get up and speak for what is right, and to give. And we will change this entire world. I have to make a difference. And it's not about Linda Greenberg. I am simply a messenger. That's my role in life. I take ideas and opportunities to other people, and I take the ability to give back. And that's the biggest thrill in my life. That's what it's all about. We really have to go beyond ourselves and our personal needs and reach out and touch other people's lives and have them realize that the essence in life is not taking but giving. Because without that gift, your life is very shallow. So everybody has that ability. And that's the beauty of life.